going on, guys? Pussy Talk here, back again with my AEW All Out 2021 preview. I am recording this before Dynamite comes on tonight, so if there's another match that gets added on tonight or at Rampage, then I'm sorry. Well, if I didn't add it, then you may add it tonight. Anyway, the first match I'm going to talk about is the Bayou Women's Battle Royal. Only one person I want to win this match is Jade Cargill. You've done well protecting her recently. You've had her in squash matches. You've aligned her with Shaq. Keep building her up because this should be a girl that you should be thinking of. You should be thinking of. Jade Cargill should be our next competitor for Britt Baker. Like, you can build her up, and then she can become a credible contender for Britt Baker, for Britt Baker in the women's title. Then we have John Moxley versus Kojimo. Mox is going over with this match. Don't care about it. Like, they could have got anybody with this whole New Japan and AEW crossover they have. Like, they could have got an Okada or Naito, but they go for this match. Like, they could have gone for somebody that they actually know in New Japan, like a Naito or a Okada. But yeah, Mox is going over in this match. Pac versus Andrade. Andrade is going over in that match. I don't care about Death Triangle, or I don't care about this Death Triangle feud. Moving on to the next match, Paul White versus QT Marshall. Paul White's going over in this match, and I want to say Nick Commodity should be the caveman in the Jurassic Express. He needs to join the Jurassic Express because AEW are missing a shit ton of merch. The merch that they could be selling, like, could you imagine you got a boy, his dinosaur, and a caveman? And this is what I mean with AEW. Sometimes it frustrates me that Luchasaurus, caveman, Nick Commodity, and you have Jungle Boy Jack Perry, aka Luke Perry's son, which they never acknowledge on TV. You can make money, but you have this weird obsession with having Jungle Boy being the singles guy, and Luchasaurus, who can cater to your younger demographic, can actually move the needle for your younger demographic, and has actually been mentioned on ESPN. But you want to actually have him eat the pin and do all this other whatever shit. But yeah, that's just me ranting on the whatever. I'm just going on a ramble. Jericho versus MJF. I'm gonna say MJF gets the win. And then Jericho goes on commentary. I mean, Jericho's matches haven't been that great. I know he's 50 years old, but you know, MJF should go over in this match. This is a guy that I've said, kind of like Jay Cargill, that you should be having him as the next world champion, building him up to face a Kenny Omega or a Christian. Like, at least end of the year, you need to put the title on MJF. If the title is going to go to Christian, which I think it may do on the show because Kenny's injured, you have to put the title on MJF. At least you've got to do it, because this year MJF has to be world champion this year. Miro versus Eddie Kingston. I'm going to go for an Eddie Kingston win, and then they continue this feud with Miro and Eddie Kingston. I'm kind of disappointed with this feud because I'm not feeling the feud. Like, you should be thinking, oh, this is Miro, this is Eddie Kingston. Like, these two guys are the best and most underrated mic workers in this company, and I'm not really feeling it between Miro and Kingston. The Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. It's going to be a typical Young Bucks match. The Young Bucks go over. I said this on my Rampage review, is that why would you have a steel cage stipulation and you don't have the Jurassic Express going over? It kind of beats the whole stipulation. Like, they had a story, they had a reason to have this cage match, because you had the Elite was actually ganging up and attacking and, you know, interfering in the Lucha Express's matches, in the Jurassic Express matches. And you just do it to Lucha Bros so you can flip and Meltzer can go for the match and move marks, because everybody thinks, oh my god, Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express was a good match. Stop being such a move a match mark and think about the storyline and think about the progression of what actually makes sense, and stop pleasing Meltzer. 6 stars, 6 stars. Who cares about Meltzer's stars? I don't care about the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros match. Young Bucks go over. And then we have this other match. This women's match goes on here. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Chris Statlander. Like, wasn't she just in a feud with Red Velvet? So why so quickly have you just changed the whole feud with Red Velvet to go with Chris Statlander? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like 2 weeks ago you was in this feud with Red Velvet for that Rampage episode, and then you go to Chris Statlander? Like, it's like a big downgrade, in my opinion. Like, here's Red Velvet. You know, yeah, she botches in the ring, but she's going to get better in the ring. But here's Chris Statlander. I don't get it, but Britt Baker's going over in this match. Kenny Omega versus Christian. Christian's going over because Kenny's injured. So Christian's going over and just end Kenny's world title reign, because, let's be honest, his world title reign has been bad. Irrelevant. He's been world champion since January. He's just been a very forgettable world title reign. Yeah, I know people can say, well, he turned heel and they formed the Elite. Like, yeah, but still, his world title reign isn't that good because he just isn't a good Raw. And I'm gonna go for Christian for the win. And then the main event at night is CM Punk's first match in 7 years against Darby Allin with Sting at ringside. And this has to main event last. I don't want to hear this Kenny Omega and Christian main eventing last, because he's not going to top CM Punk versus Darby Allin. You can have so many things built into this match. Like, people like can have the wrestlers talking backstage saying, do you think CM Punk still got it 7 years out of the business? Can he still perform at the level that he did 7 years ago? And then you can have, like, kind of like in a sports analogy, you can have like all these stats and analysts say, can Punk win this match? And can Punk handle Darby Allin? This has to main event, because this is the most anticipated match on this card. Nothing's gonna top this on this card. This Darby Allin Punk match is gonna be a fucking great match, and nobody else is gonna top it. Period. Nobody's gonna ever top it. Punk's gonna win this match, and it has to main event. If you put it on the middle of the card or the fucking opener, like, this is CM Punk. This is the guy that you've had. Is one of your biggest acquisitions you've had since your company was formed 2 years ago. The biggest acquisition in 2 years you've had in AEW. People say, oh yeah, well, Chris Jericho, but this is CM Punk. He was a hardest fired for 7 years. He left wrestling, was in UFC, didn't work out in UFC. Comes back to wrestling, and you give him all this big money, and then you just have him in the middle of the card. It doesn't make sense. It's in his hometown, Chicago, and just CM Punk needs to main event. Tony Khan, EVPs, get your head out your asses and let CM Punk main event this all out card.